Hey, hi guys. Welcome back to our next episode on Back to Basics. This is Deepti, founder of Heal Clinic. And as you know that in every series of Back to Basics, we take a therapy and we go back to how it started, what is it about, and how it can help us. So today we have something very interesting which we have never covered before. It's crystals. A lot of us look at crystals, deal with crystals in our day-to-day life, but we are not really too knowledgeable about what they mean and how they can help us in our day-to-day. Before I introduce our healer today, I wanted to quote from Vienna Sibyl, the founder of Theta Healing, something that she's quoted in her book Theta about Theta Healing. She says the first plane of existence consists of all non-organic material on this earth. It could be like minerals, crystals, soil, rocks. And each and every piece of this, that is from the smallest crystal to the largest mountain, is in non-organic form. And whether intentionally or unintentionally, every minute of our day, we actually work with this first plane of existence. So when a healer works with crystals or minerals, they're actually working with the first plane of existence. So let's look at today, over the next 20 minutes, how crystals help in our day-to-day life and its various uses. So I would like to welcome Radhika. She's a spiritual healer and a trainer for spiritual healing courses. She works with crystals for all kinds of physical, mental, emotional healing, and she also trains people in crystal healing. Welcome, Radhika.
Thank you, Deepti. How are you?
Radhika, let's start with what got you interested in crystals.
Okay. So basically, when you look at crystals, they are very attractive. Okay. So I saw somebody wearing a pendant of a rose quartz or something like that. I found it, oh, something they were just wearing. I just went to touch it. They said, no, 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 these have been programmed. You cannot touch it. Then that raised a question in me, then what is this exactly? So let me go deeper into it and get to know what exactly the knowledge about the crystals. And that I started to learn. So slowly after learning, now I find it very interesting because crystals are beautiful creation of God, what we can say that they help us in many manners. Okay. Only the right usage of crystal has to be learned in a proper methodological way, and then you can use it in any aspect. Once you learn, you can definitely apply it on for yourself, or you can help others doing healing with the crystals. And there are many patterns of crystals also. And this is definitely a fascinating field because you get to know the different kinds of crystals. And each crystal has their own kind of way of healing somebody or something like that.
Tell me something which a lot of people ask us, how do crystals heal? Because they are a stone.
Yeah, a very good question. Okay, so we just come back to the evolution part. So God has created us and we all have a purpose, right? So whatever he has created in this physical world, everything has a purpose. So these crystals, which are, we call it, they are from the mineral kingdom. The first evolution or the first plane, what you were just talking about. So these crystals, when they come from the mineral kingdom, they all have certain kind of ability to work on with the energies. Okay, so it's not known to many of the people around. They can definitely heal anybody, but they're very much, they have to be programmed in such a way that they have to heal somebody. So these crystals have their own consciousness. Okay, they have their own consciousness, and we go into the consciousness and we program these consciousness to heal someone. They can understand, they can definitely understand because everything is energetically connected, right? So when we are energetically connected to something which is coming from the mineral kingdom, there is a method where we process these crystals. So once they are processed and once they are programmed, it is, we call it as a consecration. Okay, so this consecration word comes everywhere. When you see a temple, for example, when we look into a temple, the main idol of the temple, if they have been constructing a temple, for a matter, when they are constructing a temple, they just don't place the idol randomly, right? They do a specific puja and they consecrate these idols by doing lot of other procedures, and then they place the idols. In the same manner, these crystals have to be programmed. Once they are programmed, this process happens. Okay, once it is programmed and then they are instructed. we can instruct them and they can take whatever we say and they act accordingly. This is how they work.
When you say you program the crystals, what does that mean?
Yeah. See, when we say about the programming crystals, it is something like you have to give a command to some, for example, I say, Deepti, we have a call and let me talk to you or something like that. Okay, there's a conversation between us. In the same manner, these crystals have to be programmed or given instructions to work accordingly for the one purpose what they have to do for. Okay. So now when I say these crystals, for example, when we program, they are only specifically programmed for healing or removing dirty diseased energy from one particular person. And we tell them to disintegrate wherever they are placed in. Normally, we after cleansing or after doing the healing, we just put it in a salt bucket or salt water container, which will disintegrate the unwanted energy. So they have to be programmed to absorb and disintegrate all the unwanted energies from any person whom we are healing, and they simultaneously disintegrate into the salt water. Now, when we say the command has to be very simple. I just can't say, okay, Crystal, now from here you have to fly to this place. That can't be done. Okay, so they are basically programmed only for the purpose of healing somebody or curing somebody.
And how do we know once we keep the crystal with us, either on our personal body or somewhere in our house or office space, that it is actually working?
How do you come to know? That is, see, when somebody comes to me, like some client comes to me and he asks me a suggestion that they are having some problem. For example, let me say very recently I got a client who said they had some psychic attacks problem. Psychic attacks may be in different manners. So when they say psychic attacks, we have to program the crystal in such a way that whatever attack is being sent to one particular person, okay, those energies will not reach his aura. So these crystals have the ability, before it reaches the inner aura of a person, it can absorb those energy to itself and it can disintegrate in the salt water. So we call them as psychic vacuum cleaner also. Like the same vacuum cleaner what you use for your household purposes. In the same manner, when it can suck all the unwanted energies from the surroundings, the same manner, these crystals will suck all the unwanted energies, which is going to encounter the person who's suffering from. Okay. Then slowly, we take the feedback of these people. Like when they come and approach me, we say, just place this crystal and we give them certain instructions. Like when you're placing the crystal, maybe for 1 or 2 days, they fill it with the water. Then there is some frothiness in the water. If there is a frothiness in the water, then we have to analyze that all the psychic contaminations are going out. So slowly, this frothiness will come down. The crystal water will become plain. So likewise, also we can make out that there is some psychic attack on this person and they can feel the changes within themselves also.
That is very, very interesting. So which means that when you put the crystal in water, you have to continuously observe the water and keep changing it as and when the structure changes.
Yeah. The thing is, when somebody is having, we say maybe a very chronic condition or a chronic problem within them. So we advise them to change the water daily. So this water has to be changed continuously. It's a process. Then after a certain time, they'll get back to us and we keep asking them the feedback. And then we have the ability of scanning and feeling the energy, how much is reduced and how much is not reduced. So accordingly, we tell them how many times the water has to be changed.
Right.
Maybe starting from 1 day, you have to change the water. Okay, then maybe we'll put it again to the 2 days in process and something like that. Maybe once in a week you can change, depending on the level of contamination what the crystal has been absorbing.
So do crystals also have a validity? Like since you have programmed them, it's not like the lifelong, right?
Exactly. This is also a very valid question. Just like we all have an energy, which is like when you wake up in the morning and by the evening, I've heard like during the entire whole day process, normally in the evening, you tend to wear out, a kind of thing. You feel a little bit tired or somewhere like that because your energy is being drained, because somebody or the other which has been influencing you, maybe they might suck your energy. It's just an exchange of energy. So when these crystals are programmed, yeah, even they have validity period. Okay. So whenever we program a crystal, we normally program it for 15 days. Then what happens later on after 15 days, we need to again reprogram it. Reprogram is not so difficult. The programming part is little bit a tedious one, what we say, because it has to be programmed for one particular purpose. So accordingly, we ask the clients like what purpose they need for. Normally, we program for one person for keeping him protected from all unwanted energy, any sorts of psychic contamination, even any sorts of black magic attack. All these things can be absorbed by the crystals.
So that means that every 15 days, the person comes back to you to keep programming it till the issue is gone.
Not necessary. See, when we say we are all energy healers, we know that energy happens even though distance doesn't matter. Okay. So whenever they say after 15 days, we just give them a standing instruction to wash the crystal with the salt water and maybe place it again in the, for the sunlight, or keep it somewhere where there is plenty of sunlight or where there's plenty of bhu prana or something like that. So no need of them coming again. It's a standard instructions. When they keep it there, we can come here from my place. I can definitely program them again.
Right. So you have some crystals with you, which we can see, because I'm guessing that different crystals are used for different purposes.
Yeah. So since we have been talking about the psychic contaminations, let me just show you. We started from the pyramids. So this is one crystal. This is a pink pyramid. So this we call it as a pink quartz or pink crystal. Pink color, as we know, it's the symbol of love and all sorts of energy. So this pink color will be what we say, it will be showering up lot of loving energy wherever you are placing this. Okay. So the same manner, we can program a pink ball and keep it across in, say, for example, somebody is having a lot of fight in their house and a lot of unwanted energies or not comfortable energies. To shower love continuously in the environment, you can place such pink quartz, pink ball. Okay. And these pink balls are even used as an energizer when we do the healing. Okay. We'll come to that later on. So these pink balls, this ball is exactly for energizing. When we do the healing, we keep it, we hold it in our left hand to energize us continuously so that whenever I do the healing, I get energized. And this is the process. So this ball in different sizes, if you want to keep it, place it in your house for depicting or for spreading out only the good loving energies, the sizes will vary. So you should at least purchase such a big size of crystal, maybe a tennis ball size or something like that. And those are the, next. Again, we have these pebbles. Okay, this is a black, this is a tourmaline pebble. There's a clear pebble, white in color. There's again this pink pebble. Okay, these pebbles are used for the purpose of laying on a person. So if you want to take crystals, we call it as a laying of pebbles procedure. So if somebody wants, depending on the contamination of a person or a person who's suffering from different conditions, we normally scan them and find out if it is too much of energy which cannot be removed or which has to be removed in a faster pace. We lay these pebbles on their chakras. We just make them to lie down in one direction, and then we just place all these crystals in a proper manner according to the chakras, and then we do the healing. So these crystals, what they do, they absorb all the unwanted energies from that particular chakra. They disintegrate the energy and simultaneously they energize also. Okay, then once this process is done, then we have to remove it and then again put it in the salt water. Overnight we have to soak it, and the next day you have to clean it and again place it in the sunlight.
This is very, very interesting. So
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about crystal as a product, which I think most of us face an issue with. The biggest issue is that when you go to buy, like if you see online, every e-commerce site these days has crystals. Or every other healer is also providing crystals. So there are shops which provide crystals. So how do we know what is genuine and what is not genuine?
Okay. So genuine product, if you want to know, first what I would say is they have to have the knowledge of buying the crystals. That is, they have to learn what crystals are meant for and how do you use them. Okay. First, learn about them by learning the courses. Like what do we offer in our platform? You can just learn. You can start from level 1, 2, 3. And then after doing the level 3 courses, you are eligible to join the crystal classes. So after learning these classes, there is a technique where we call it as a scanning modality, where you can definitely scan and find the nature of the crystal, how it is. Or even we say which crystal is genuine. So here I cannot exactly tell you how you can find it out because it's a big process now. One small clue what I can give you is when you look at a crystal or when you buy it from the market, just hold it and just place it on your cheek or somewhere. This will be very cold. Okay. So if it is hot, then it is not a natural crystal. It might be a synthetic one. Okay. So nowadays, whichever is available in the market, the synthetic ones are very cheaper products. Okay. So when we buy it from a vendor who is in Jaipur, and we buy only from him because we know the genuinity of the crystals and he sells it from there. So we normally outsource it from him. And whenever we have a class conducted, we buy it from him only. And then when somebody requests also, we just purchase it from him and then only we program it and give it to our clients or our customers. So this small trick, what you can use is just keep it on your cheek or something like this. You should feel it very cold. Okay. So if it is not cold, then understand it is not a mineral one. It's something which is produced by the man-made, that is synthetic one.
This is very
Synthetic,
interesting tip. This
uh,
is
syn
very interesting tip.
yeah, synthetic one cannot work as God's made products.
Right, right.
Okay.
So tell me if, like, let's say there is a crack in a crystal or it gets chipped off, it is still
Mm-hmm.
valid or we need to dispose it off?
No, no, it can be valid depending on the crack. Like if it is a small crack, minute one, then nothing, no changes will happen to the crystal. But if it is just broken into two pieces, then also no worries. We can program it for different purposes also because two different pieces have happened. Na? So two
Okay,
things can be laid for some other purpose. Maybe if somebody is going somewhere on a trip or something like that, for the safe travel, you can program one crystal and keep it till they come back. It can
right.
be used for any purpose. Only thing is you should have the knowledge of programming. That's it.
Okay, okay. And the crystals that you showed are all polished crystals. They're shaped crystals.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
market, we also get, I think they're called rough or tumbled crystals.
yeah, yeah. Tumbled crystals also have the same purpose.
Okay,
Okay. According to the genuinity of the crystal, they work on the same purpose only. So again, looking out for the genuinity and looking out for the original product is the trick what you have to understand.
energy wise, there is no difference.
No, no, there's no difference.
Okay,
Why they have polished is, see, this is meant for energizing, right? And if it is a little bit rougher one, it's difficult for me to hold on my hand.
okay.
Oh, for that purpose, they polish it. I think so.
Okay, like for me personally, I get more attracted to unpolished tumble crystal because I find the rawness in them.
Okay, that also you can keep. Because one of my client had, somebody had given one big crystal to him, which was directly taken away just from the below, maybe from the underground, and he had one at his home. And he bought it, and there were many crystals. Like these crystals were there on that particular thing. It was a huge crystal.
Okay,
Then they have a big business also, supposed to be one of the famous business group of people in Mysore. Then he bought it to me. Then I had to reprogram it. So you can bring it, you can just reprogram and you can keep it for the certain purposes, which is to be meant for.
right. Can you give some examples of crystal names with what are they used for? Like let's say we know that rose quartz is used for love.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Now, there are different crystals, like different purposes what we use. There are citrines. Okay. Again, we that comes to the all the stones category. And depending on the color and the shape and the size of the crystals, also the programs happen normally. So when we say for healing purposes, it is entirely different. Like I showed you the tourmaline one. Okay. The same color, the tourmaline ones, you get it in black color in the pyramid shape. Okay. The same pyramid shape, you get the black tourmaline. So black tourmaline, I don't have available right as of yet, which are not programmed because all the program have been placed into salt water. So that you can keep it for best for psychic attacks. Okay. In the same manner, you get different type of crystals. Like this one, you can see, this is known as laser crystal. Okay. This is meant for healing somebody. So when we heal somebody, we just remove all the unwanted energy and just we flick it out to the salt water. This motion, we do the healing. So this crystal is programmed. Okay. It can absorb all the unwanted energies from the patient, and then it can flick it out to the salt water. And then again, it can simultaneously energize the person also. Then again, once it is energized, if it is energy is less, we can even program it to start continuously absorbing the good energies which is in the environment.
Very interesting. So I had read somewhere that there are specific crystals for specific ailments.
No.
No. Okay.
Thing like that. All crystals have the, depending on the color of the crystals. Okay, so for this, we say at least if somebody knows to understand the level 2 and 3, it is interesting because level 2, 3 depends on the color pranas. Okay, so, and one thing what I would suggest here is if they have a green crystal, for example, the same kind of laser one, in the green color. Okay, same crystal in green color. So the green color has only one purpose. It can be used for only one purpose. Then you cannot use it for something else. So it is better to go for a transparent one.
Okay, which you can use.
Okay, yeah, this can project all the other color pranas.
Got it.
If you're just limited to only one particular crystal, for example, you have this what we call it as a laser crystal in pink color, then it can be used only for projecting loving energy.
Got it.
So loving energy can be projected only in case of somebody is having a relationship issues. What in case if somebody is having a psychological disorder as well as a relationship problem? So in such cases, what the guru has been like telling us or giving us the instruction that we have to use these crystals only. So the clear one, the more the clear is, the crystal becomes more costly, as well as the proficiency of the crystal also changes. Okay, this you can see bigger crystal. In the same way, we have gold crystals also.
Okay.
Okay, so the gold crystals, here you can see this tip here at the back side of the crystal. Here there is a drill happening and we place some gold inside. That's a pure gold only.
Okay.
That gold has the ability of projecting gold prana. Okay, so they vary. Who knows the knowledge, they keep on buying all these crystals and they keep it for themselves. And which problem somebody is facing, accordingly they do the healing. In the same manner, there is some other one interesting crystal I would just like to show you. Can you see this?
Yeah, this is very
pointed tip. Yeah, pointed tip and a small one. This we call it as disintegrator. Okay, so when somebody is having a very too much of clogged energy, which is not able to pierce through from the other crystal, you can use this. But usage of these small crystals have to be done in a very proficient manner, or else it has the ability even to crack a chakra or even to tear a chakra.
Okay.
So very much proficiency if you have, then only you can use them. So this is a small one and a very clear one. These crystals are used for facials.
Okay.
Okay. So facial, like we call this when you go to a parlor and get a gold facial done.
Right.
Same thing can be done energetically and it is more durable than the normal parlor.
That is very interesting. I think people who are listening to this should sign up for a facial crystal session with you.
Yeah, sure.
Because if I don't know about others, but yeah, I will definitely sign up because this is really so much better than going to a parlor and getting things, putting chemicals.
Yeah, exactly. So these
You
are
mentioned that it is not like before you get into a crystal workshop, there are certain prerequisites before anybody learns crystal healing and how to use crystals.
yeah.
You give us some light as to why is that necessary and what do you cover in those prerequisites?
Okay. So basically, if somebody has to learn anything in the form of energy field, okay. So energy field is a vast area. So minimum they have to have the knowledge at least till level 3, what we call in the energy field. Okay. So level 1 is the basic, which deals with the physical condition of a person. Anybody who is suffering from physical problems or anything like that, they can learn level 1 and make or cure themselves for the same condition. So it's a preliminary kind of stage. Okay. After learning level 1, you have to promote yourself to level 2 and level 3. In the level 1, there is very simple, we call it as a prana shakti, and we use the prana shakti and do healing for the person. So in the level 2, it's an advanced technique where you have color pranas. So the color pranas knowledge you should have, so that you apply these techniques for anybody who's suffering from different problems or something like that. And then you can cure them in a very faster pace. Comparatively to the level 1, these are like proficient, like a specialist. You become a specialist in the energy path. Then after learning level 2, you have this level 3, which is precisely giving you the knowledge of doing psychological condition healing. Okay. So here, what is psychological problem? Psychological problem can arise because you have a physical condition. Physically, I may be affected. I may be having a headache for past many days or something like that. Slowly, it may affect my mood level. I might get depressed, and then it converts into a psychological condition. Or if somebody is already having a psychological issue, they are already having a problem of psychosomatic cases. Psychological issue has come, and then it is reflecting on their physical body. So both can be tackled by applying level 3. Once you learn level 3, you don't start with the level 1. So you just directly apply the level 3 procedure. It's faster healing modality in a less duration of time.
Okay.
For example, if I say somebody has learned level 1 and they want to do the healing for somebody, it may take around 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, 25 to 30 minutes, and there are hand movements also when they do the healing.
Right.
So in the level 2, by applying color pranas, the same kind of effect can be achieved in a very faster pace. And the results are very, very powerful comparatively to the level 1. So normally when they come to the class, we say level 1 is just like a general practitioner who's giving medicine for randomly for all the problems.
Right.
And when you're learning level 2 and 3, you become a proficient, like you become a specialist in this particular field.
Right.
And one difference what the doctor cannot do, if the doctor, for example, a gastroenterologist, he knows only about the stomach or related to the gastrointestinal tract. But here, if you become a healer, you will be addressing all the cases. You can even address the eye problem. You can even address a heart issue. You can even address a kidney issue. So there's no parameter that you have to do only this. Only this course will be teaching you to apply only for this particular problem or something like that.
Right. And then after you do the 3 levels, then you introduce.
Then you are, you are eligible to do crystal, any other courses for that matter.
Right.
There are many other courses. So the minimum criteria for learning the higher courses is to have completed level 3.
See, that makes sense, because then you have basic knowledge. You have knowledge about all emotion, mental and physical, how a body works, what can be done to it.
Yeah.
You move on to using different tools.
Yeah. Basically, the understanding of prana shakti is very, very important here. So if you're doing crystal healing also, the main component of projecting energy is the prana shakti only.
Right.
And here, the different colors and other aspects, you have to have that knowledge,
Right.
basic knowledge. Then it's fine. Once you learn, then it's up to the student to develop their skill. Okay. So many times when we have taught many students, they come and they tell me that, madam, this thing has happened. I tried this protocol and it worked fine. Then they say, okay, fine, this is a new thing. Let me also take the same protocol and apply for somebody else. It's just like that.
Right. Right. No, that is very interesting. And thank you so much for this, because this was such an interesting thing. Because most of the times what happens is we just pick up a crystal from somewhere and keep it at home, not knowing that there is so much knowledge and there's so much of processes to be followed if you really want the crystal to work well.
Yeah, just one point I want to add here is, see, when we say these are from the mineral kingdom, okay, basically from below the ground. So where they are placed, okay, the area of that placing, or what we say, there are so many grounds, open space, and you don't know from where they pick up these crystals. If it is a burial ground, the energy may vary. So for that reason only, we check, we scan, and we just get to know the proper particular person who deals with, and he is genuine person who's selling these crystals. That is why we say it is very, very important to know the understanding or knowledge of buying a crystal in a proper way.
Right. No, that makes so much sense. That makes so
Of
much sense.
course.
I think by
Yeah.
mass selling these products, we have somewhere diluted its actual purpose. And then people
Yeah.
expect magic to happen once they keep a crystal. And
Yeah,
then,
I
why
know.
is it not working?
Yeah.
So I think to all our listeners, now you know that if you have a crystal at home and it's not working, why it's not working. So for everybody out there, if you're keen on learning more about crystal healing or you want a crystal healing session, do connect with us and we'll schedule a session for you or a workshop because Radhika does one-to-one workshops also. So let's say if you're interested in doing level 1, level 2, level 3, and then learning about crystals, she will customize it to the days at your convenience.
Yeah.
So we can do that. And thank you so much, Radhika.
Thank you so much,
It was
Deepti, for
really,
organizing
really
this.
informative.
It was a pleasure for me to be in this channel, actually.
Thank you. And thank you so much to all our listeners.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.